Welcome to the world of Ham Radio. Today, I would like to share one of my experiences in which we have worked for a cyclone. This cyclone was traced around 6th May 1990 near Chennai, Bay of Bengal. It was in fact categorized as number 4. That means after 1979, it was the one of the very biggest cyclone that was occurred. That was moving slowly towards Andhra coast, in the process gaining speed. Initially, the metallurgical department was telling it may likely to cross in between Ongolu and Kakinada. A big range was given, but pinpointedly no idea where it is exactly going to hit. At that time, I was working for National Institute of Amateur Radio. Part of my duty, I was on the night time participating in the disaster rescue relief operations, controlling the ham radio control station. I was operating the ham radio control station from Andhra Pradesh Secretariat, Hyderabad. So, the cyclone, in fact, it was categorized as number 4. About 960 people have lost and 1 lakh farm cattle have killed. The losses were very, very high. 960 million US dollars, around this time value was estimated 1990, more than 5,000 crores of rupees have lost. Huge tracts of lands, around 4 lakh acres have been damaged. All are paddy fields, and huge tracts of land involving coconut trees, mango, banana trees were lost. Around 4 lakh houses have been damaged. Many trees were uprooted. Roads were blocked, and a huge sheet of water covered the entire area. But timely action taken by the administration, the human losses have been controlled. In fact, the losses were, when compared with the 1979 losses, the losses were lesser. But even though it is very big cyclone, the wind speed touched almost 240 kilometers per hour. In fact, the information which came from foreign ham radio station helped us taking the precautionary measurements in advance, reduced the human losses. The administration have started precautionary measurements, and hence which resulted in the less human casualties. Night around 10 o'clock, I have received a message when I was operating from Andhra Pradesh Secretariat Ham Radio Control Station. Somebody was calling from Kenya. They were frantically looking for any station from Andhra Pradesh. They wanted to pass some information, even they have tried in the ham radio networks. They were inquiring. Luckily, at that time, I was there in Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh Secretariat Ham Radio control room, and they have communicated me and passed this information. The core of hurricane that is going to cross mouth of Krishna, Machilipatnam. In fact, I was a bit shocked to know about this message. I have received around night 10 p.m. I don't know what to do, whether to pass this information to the administration or not. The reasons are many. Prior to this, one ham radio operator simply noting down some information from meteorological departments, unofficially collected some information, and he passed the information to collectors directly, and later some controversial things were happened. In fact, the district administration responded his message sincerely, and they have taken the precautionary measurements. But in fact, the cyclone was not at all took place, and people were also a bit of angry, because moving the peoples to the safer locations is not a simple task. People will be reluctant to move to the safer locations where the relief camps normally is set up by the government. So in the process, ham radio operator who has involved in that, he has faced some criticism by some quarters. Keeping this information in my mind, I was not quick enough to pass this information about the 1990 May, the cyclone storm, it is likely to cross a mouth of Krishna, Machilipatnam. Even though I know the impact of the cyclone, but nothing in our hand. As a ham radio operator, we have to take the messages from the collectors. If we are operating from the state secretariat, normally we will collect the messages from the disaster commissioner, and the same messages officially it will be passed on to the collector. That is the work we are supposed to execute. We cannot act on our own. Even though if we receive any messages privately from any unauthorized person, not supposed to pass it to officials to avoid controversies. So I was thinking what to do. Suddenly around 10:30, suddenly around 11 p.m, received a phone call to the control room. They were asking about ham radio operator, and message has been passed on to me. So I went to telephone, and I was communicated to the person. The other person was Mr. Jwala Narsimha Rao. He was introducing himself. He told like this: I am PRO to Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Channa Reddy Garu. Do you have any information with regard to cyclone right now? Please kindly go ahead. I was very, very cautious in answering to his inquiry. I told him there is no official information indicating something unofficial is there. Then he asked me if any unofficial message is also there, so that you can pass it to me. I told him, according to some information, the message received from Kenyan radio operator, they were telling this cyclonic storm, it is likely to cross mouth of Krishna, Machilipatnam. That is the message I have received from Kenyan radio operator, but it is not through the authoritative sources. So I passed this information, leaving the decision to the PRO to Chief Minister. He surprised and shocked to my message. If that is the case, I have to wake him up, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh time, maybe Chief Minister may be in deep sleep, in order to pass this information so as to take appropriate action from the administration. I told him this is unofficial. If at all, if this is going to be useful to you, please kindly take and act according to your direction. Take decision of your own. Since this was received from unauthorized sources, Mr. Jwala Nasarao replied me, we have to take many precautionary measurements. We have to vacate the people who are in low-lying areas to safer places. So immediately we have to inform to the authorities, which includes the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. I told him to carry on as per his individual direction. Immediately he has informed to the Charlie Mike, that is the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Accordingly, they have acted timely decision, helped the authorities in taking the precautionary measurements in advance, reduced the casualties, human loss. So that is why, even though the cyclonic storm, it is equivalent to 1979 Divisema, the killer cyclone, which was claimed thousands of people, whereas 1990 May, the human loss was 960, comparatively less, since the people were taken to the shelters in advance. Initially, Edurumondi people have reluctant to move to the safer places, but later, once after establishing the relief and rescue camps, they have shown interest. All of them were moved to the safer places, which resulted in less casualties. This is the one example. Sometimes, being a ham radio operator, we can receive the messages even from the foreign countries. Sometimes they will have advanced equipment. They will be also studying the sea situation time to time. They will be sharing the information which will help us taking the timely decision. This is the information I would like to pass it to you. Like this, in many occasions, ham radios were useful in the disasters. That is the thing I would like to pass it to all of you. For the time being, 73 Ramesh Babu Arja, VU2 RDM, signing off. 73, bye for now.